morning everyone, it's Kathy Champion and welcome back to my craft room. Today we're going to do, if you remember when I did the tulip card, I did the ink blending around the mask piece that was in the center. I'm going to do this card again, but I'm going to do this on a 6x6. So I have a mat here that is 5.5 by 5.5 because I want to mat this on top of another mat. So I cut this at 5.5. I'll cut another mat at 5 3/4, and then of course my card base will be 6x6. But this is the die that I'm going to use, and it's from that same die set, and it is the Sizzix Sizzix dotted ovals. And I love this die set. I use it quite a bit because it's just a fun die set to have in your stash. But I went ahead and put it on the, I taped it down on the masking paper. And this is the Brutus Monroe masking paper, and you get 12 sheets in here. I do not have this in my store, but you can go to brutusmonroe.com, or you can even get this at May. I'll link it below, so if you want to go pick some of this up, you can. But I'm going to go ahead. I've got my little Cricut sitting right here beside me, so I'm just going to go ahead and use that since it's already locked and loaded, so to speak. So I'm just going to lay this down right here on my platform, and all I have is my A plate, my magnetic plate, a B plate, the paper with the die, and then my B plate. And I really shouldn't even go over this because you can't buy these machines anymore, and you can't get the plates for them. So that's one reason why I don't use it very often in my videos, is because of that. But I still love this little machine. I mean, it's a little powerhouse. I wish that Cricut would bring it back or something similar. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I kind of wanted to bring y'all on the process of how I made this background, and I'm also going to use a really cute stamp set that we're going to put on the front of this. So I think you will enjoy the making of this this card. Now this is kind of delicate because the tape is stuck to an adhesive that is stuck down on top of the masking paper. So we'll just take that off. I don't know that I'd be able to use this. I might cut these little pieces off, because if I wanted to mask a small piece of something, I could use that over. Alright, I'm going to put my die back where it belongs. And then I'm going to bring my card base, or my mat, over. And I'm going to go ahead and peel off my backer. And then the fun part is getting this centered. So I'm going to kind of use my glass mat to kind of help me get a center point on this. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's nice if it's close. And that looks pretty good. So I'm just going to really press this down good. Now the reason you want this pressed really good is because when we start ink blending, we don't want that to roll up on the edges, because that would mess up our place where we're going to put our focal point on our card. Now I think I'm going to use some Stampin' Up inks today, and I think I'm going to use the gorgeous Grape, Pacific Point, Granny Apple Green, Flirty Flamingo, and about Daffodil Delight. I'm trying to keep this in a sort of, I think instead of using the Pacific Point, I'm going to go in and get something a little lighter. How about this Coastal Cabana? Decisions. Okay, I'm going to go with the Bermuda Bay. I like that. It's a little bit more depth and color. So these are the inks that we're going to use, and I'm going to start off with the yellow. I think the yellow will be really, really pretty to start off with. And I am going to use my blending brushes, but I'm going to go in with the smaller one. And I'm going to start right in this corner. And what you want to remember when you're inking this, you want to make sure you get it all the way around this exterior part. I'm going to use the smaller brush, and I'm just going to tap. Now this ink is very pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. And I'm going to use circular motions and come in, pick up some more ink.
So you don't want to do what I just did. I took it straight from my ink pad and put it right to the paper, and it gave me that blotch. So we'll see if we can work that blotch out.
If we can't get it out completely, it's okay. We'll lay some more color over top of it. I'm going to grab my little microfiber cloth, and I'm going to spray it with a little squeaky clean, just so I can clean this off as I go. I'm just going to move this right here beside me where I can just, it is still on camera, but it's just off to the side. I'm going to use a piece of cardstock over here just to do my brush off one to make sure I got all that Daffodil Delight off. Now we're going to come in with this Flirty Flamingo. This is a really pretty pink. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to dot the ink off over here. And then I'm going to start right here and just bring it in. I love the yellow and pink next to each other. It almost gives you an orange glow. Nice circular motions is what you need when you're doing this. And that looks good right there. So we're going to clean that brush and move on to our next one. And this one we're going to do the granny apple green. And whenever you're doing this, you want to make sure that your colors overlap. Don't be afraid of having colors that overlap, because that's the beauty in this. Okay, I'll clean that off, and for the sake of not messing up my card, I'm going to go ahead and clean right here. Get those inks up. I'll bring this back over and just kind of smooth that a little bit. And when I'm finished, I'll probably take this to the sink and clean it up a little bit. Okay, we're going to use this gorgeous grape. Oops. Must have had something sitting on top of that. Oh, I remember what it was. And see, that's very pigmented, so I want to keep coming over this way so I don't get quite as much ink. I need one more color. I'm trying to decide. I might use the pumpkin pie. I think the pumpkin pie would be a nice color on the top of this, right over in that corner. And see, it does pay to use a piece of paper. This is the residue ink that I've gotten off of my brush. So this is just a really good way to clean that brush after you have put it in the ink pad. I think it works really, really, really well. And my ink pads are new, so they're very tight. After you use them a while, they loosen up, and they're not quite that hard to open. Plus, I'm still dealing with this thumb. It is a lot better, you can see. I've been keeping clear nail polish on it to try to seal that cut in my nail. So, but it's coming along. Alright, this is our, what color was this? Okay. Bermuda Bay. I'll get it right in a minute. That's a beautiful teal. I think that's a nice transition from that purple. Alrighty, so now we got that done. I'm gonna smooth that out a little bit. And let's close up our Bermuda Bay. And I think we're going to grab the pumpkin spice, or pumpkin pie, I'm sorry. These colors blend pretty well. This is a dye ink, a lot different than your stress oxides, which is what I usually love to color blend in. But I thought I'll try something different. And look at that! Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. I think it turned out very pretty. Now the good thing about this, because we didn't use oxides, this is going to dry really quickly, which is to our advantage because I want to peel that and I want to stamp it. So, and then we're going to do some coloring. So this video may end up being a little longer than normal. I know a lot of you say that you want to watch, you like to see the coloring, so I may just leave you in here today and let you watch the full process. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do this in a watercolor or do I want, not a watercolor, a colored pencil or my markers. And I am thinking I'm going to try my Nuvo pencils because I colored one of these yesterday with the pencils and I love the way it turned out. I was just playing around. I always play with things before I actually commit to it. So I think we're going to have this like this. And let's go ahead and peel this off. But what you want to do when you peel it off is get your little picky tool or something that will come up under the edge of it and just get it enough so you can get a fingernail under it. Just like that. And then proceed very gently, very carefully to peel that off. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the way that works out. And now we're ready to go ahead and stamp our image. So this is going to be a birthday card. So I am going to stamp these birds, and this is from the stamp set from Stampin' Up called Free as a Bird. And I love this stamp set because not only do you get these little birds on a limb, you also get these other little flowers. And we're going to stamp some of these flowers and the little leaves, and we're going to put a frame around it with those, and we're going to fussy cut them, and I think it's going to be really super cute. So let's go ahead and put this down like that, and let's get a stamp block. I want to make sure this is nice and straight. And since I'm going to use pencils, colored pencils, I'm going to stamp this in VersaFine. I got ink all over me, y'all. Look at that. Okay, VersaFine ink, because you know I love it. And I'm going to put this, I'm going to put it down just a little bit. Maybe not. No, I'm going to do it in the center. And right there. Be careful when you put your stamp block down. You don't want to rock it, wiggle it. You just want to put nice, even pressure. And this will assure that you get a good image. So that's, that's what we're looking for. Nice, crisp image. Beautiful. I love it. Okay, I'm going to take the same cloth that I was using just a moment ago. I'm going to pull over my little squeaky clean dispenser. And I'm just going to pump a little bit onto this cloth. And clean the stamp up. There we go. Now that looks beautiful. All cleaned up and ready to go back in its little place. So I'm going to peel him off and put him back into the box. And now we can go ahead and proceed to color these. So let me grab my colored pencils. You know what? I don't think I have to go anywhere. I think my colored pencils are right here. Now I have two sets of the Nuvo, and these Nuvo are watercolor inks. I don't think we're going to be using water with them today because I didn't stamp this on a thick enough of cardstock to be able to do that. So we're going to use them as colored pencils, but we're going to color our little birds. And my pencils rolled because I'm having to be so precarious the way I open things so I don't break that nail off. It is crazy. Alright, let's decide. I definitely want a blue bird. So we're going to grab out this blue. And which one do I want to be blue? I'm thinking this one right here. So I'm just going to come in and put some color down. And when you're coloring with colored pencils, you just want to do little circular motions. Especially when you're putting down your base color. And we'll leave a little place open on his chest because I want to do a little different coloring right there. Now I'm coming back darker on these lines and on the wings, just being a little heavier with my color. And then he has a little wing that's hanging over here, so that's going to be darker. Every time that I color like this, it always takes me back when I was a little girl. I used to love to color, and I still do. I still enjoy the process of coloring. So I'm going to grab a yellow and an orange. And I'm going to come in with just a little bit of yellow right there on his stomach. And then I'm going to go on the outside edges of it with a little bit of orange. Just kind of blending that in a little bit. And then the orange on his little beak. And we have one bird done. How about that? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do all the beaks orange since I've got my orange pencil out. This one down here said, I'm not talking to y'all. And they're saying, we're not talking to you. Can you imagine the little birds doing that? I always think of my children. Okay, on this set right here, we have some browns and some other colors. These are the skin tones, but you can use them for more than just skin. So I'm going to grab this brown. This is a beautiful brown. It is called Iced Tea, speaking of which. I love my iced tea, so I have to have me a sip every now and then. I'm going to come in on this limb and very, very lightly with this iced tea. You want to try to keep your coloring as realistic as you can. You want to shade, lighten and darken certain areas. And this stamp set makes it really easy to do that because you've got these little marks on it. And those will let you know where you need to come in and put down a little darker color. So here's a darker brown. This one is called Roast Chestnuts. So all I'm going to do is come in here where these little marks are. And they're ever so often. Alright, I think the limb looks really good. So now we need to go back and look at this next little bird. And I think I want this little bird to be maybe some yellow. This pale yellow looks like it would be a pretty color on this little bird. You hear my dogs in the background. They're asleep and they're snoring. Didn't want y'all to think that was me doing heavy breathing. Again, I'm going to leave a little place right there in the middle because I'm going to come back with this color right here, and it is, you know, I'm having trouble seeing this one. It's almost like it has a glare on it. Desert Camel. So I'm going to come in very lightly. Because I just want a little bit of different depth right there. I'm not pleased with this one. Let's see how it looks in camera. Not bad. Alright, we're going to move on to this little bird, and I think I'm going to color this one red. But when you're using red, you have to be very careful not to go too dark. So I'm going to go light. And I'm going to come back and make the top of the head much darker. And we'll come down and do the feathers. And then you notice I just kind of scribbled this to make it look like it's going into that. And I think he turned out really cute. Yep, there's our little red bird. We cannot not have a cardinal. It's just totally un-American. So the last little bird, I think I'm going to make him orange. He's going to have some orange and yellows. I think that'd be real pretty. Now we need to do our leaves and our flowers. So I am going to come in with this beautiful pink. I'm going to do a flower in pink. And maybe one right here. And I'm going to do the hot pink. Okay, I grabbed the wrong pink. That was more peach. That's okay. We'll do a pink one right here. And I want a purple one. Maybe purple one right here. And a bright yellow one. The dog that you're hearing snoring, she has some breathing issues, and she's had them since she was a baby. She did have some surgery early on to correct it, but we didn't go deep into that because we didn't want to maim her. So the vet gave a suggestion what we needed to do, and we followed that path. So she does have some breathing issues, so I think that has a lot to do with her snoring. Of course, all of the little smush-faced dogs have issues like that, which is normal. That one's so pale you can't even tell it's pink. Alright, let's grab a couple of greens. Let's grab this green and this green and this green. And I'm going to just come in and lay down some green. And you don't have to worry about putting so much color down on these leaves. You can just do a little. Bella. Bella. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, baby girl. I went ahead and roused her up a little bit so she wouldn't be snoring quite so loud. And I just hold my different shades of green in my hand when I'm coloring with colored pencils, so I can just kind of go back and forth between the different greens. So I can just kind of have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and nothing looks exactly matched because you know it's not like that in nature, and it shouldn't be on our pictures. Then you can come back and kind of clean everything up just by putting a little bit more pencil down. Make it darker, lighter. And I think we got that done. And I'm real pleased with that. I think it looks really pretty. So, let me get my pencils back in their case. I love these Nuvo pencils too. Not only can you put water down and blend these out with water, I think there's one more set if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look and see. And if anybody's interested in me carrying these, let me know, and I will see if I can order some the next time I place my order with Nuvo, which will probably be pretty soon. So just leave me a comment if you're interested in those pencils. They are wonderful. I love them. Now I need to decide. This is going to be a birthday card. So I'm going to lay this over to the side, and I want to stamp out some of these flowers because I'm going to cut these flowers, and yeah, I think I want to use these. I'm sticking with the one stamp set other than getting a sentiment for a birthday. I'm going to take this piece of paper right here, and I'm just going to stamp some of these down here and there. And I think I'm going to stick with my Versamark, Versafine ink, because I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come back and color those with the colored pencils. kind of want to keep it all cohesive. Wrapped my pad, and I got too much ink on this one. It's okay, we'll just clean him off and re-ink him. Very good. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to probably fill up this page with this because I want to have enough of these to go around the little oval shape. And let's see, you might be able to get trying to do this without getting ink on me. That's going to be impossible. Thought I'd move that up there and this right here. And I can probably get a little bit more on this by doing it this way. They'll be close together, but that's okay. We're going to cut them out anyway. Alrighty, that's all done. And look at all these beautiful flowers we have to color and fussy cut. Since y'all watched me color the birds, I'm going to go off camera and color these flowers and get them fussy cut, and then we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and I've got all my pieces cut out, and this is the ones that I decided I was going to use. So what I thought I would do at this point is I'm going to arrange the leaves first, and then I can put my flowers in over top and around each of these the little leaves. And these aren't perfectly cut, as you can see. It's almost impossible to get these perfectly cut when you've got such fine narrow pieces, but that's okay. I think it will add to what we're doing. So I'm just going to kind of put, I got a couple down here at the bottom, and I'm going to do like 3 maybe here, 1 here, and 1 off the top. I think that'll look really good. And then I'm going to go ahead and start laying my flowers out. just, you know, where I think I might want the flowers to live. And the flowers are actually going to help cover up and camouflage some of those little areas inside the leaves that aren't quite perfect. So we're just going to drop the flowers around just every here and there. This is just going to help decorate this area and help bring it to life a little bit. So now we've got all the big flowers on there. Now we can come back and put these smaller ones in. Maybe I'm going to switch this one out for this one, because I want this little yellow one to be right here. And you know, you have to lay it out the way it feels good for you. What one person likes, maybe somebody else wouldn't. So, you know, you got to do you. When you are laying this out and you're trying to decide where you want what to go. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the limbs up, or the leaves, and I'm going to start putting these flowers down. And I've got to decide at this point if I want to use foam adhesives, and I think I do. So I'm going to pull out my small ones, and I'm just going to, I'm going to use a pick tool, and I'm going to start putting these flowers down, just, you know, here and there where I want them. So I know I want this one here, so I'm going to just put a foam in the back. And I'm going to go ahead and pull these off as I go, because I want to put them down like that. And what this is going to allow me to do is to put a leaf behind there without the leaf showing. So I'm going to pick that up just a little bit and lay that leaf down. We'll come back and glue the leaf in with some art glitter glue. But for right now, that's pretty much what I'm looking for. Now this one, I think I want to glue it straight down. I don't want them all popped up. So I'll tell you what, let's leave the leaf. I don't know. I kind of want to lay the leaves in so I can get an idea of where I want to put them. I'm going to grab the art glitter glue, because I do want to start gluing some of these down. I think this one right here. And then I think we're going to put this little one right here, and I'm going to put him flat down. This is going to make a beautiful frame around these birds, and I think it's just going to be absolutely lovely once we get our flowers in. I think I'm going to put this one right here, and I'm going to pop it up on a foam dot. And maybe we'll probably have that hanging off about there. So we're going to put a little one there. And maybe this one here. I think I'm going to put this one on a foam dot. I think this card's going to be so pretty. When I was thinking about using this technique that I did with the tulips, and again, this was May's inspiration, and I actually love this. I love the way it turned out. I love the look of it. I think it's very, very pretty. It's soft without being, you know, kind of in your face. So I like that. So maybe I'll put, yeah, maybe we'll put one like right there. Okay, this one I think I'm just going to glue this right to here. And we're probably going to snip just a little bit off of that so it looks like it's coming out right behind the flower. So I'm going to put a little glue on that one, and I'll lay this leaf in it. And then I'm going to put a little bit more glue back here. And then I'm going to lay this down like that. And then the same thing with this. I'm going to put a little glue right here. And tuck that right there. And I think I want to put this little one right here, and we're going to put that flat down. Yeah. And I want that flower just to go right over top of that leaf, just like that. And then I'm going to put a little glue along the stem of this leaf. And I'm going to tuck it right up underneath, oops, right up underneath that flower, just like that. So cute. I love it like this. We're going to put this flower about here, and I think I'm going to pop it up as well. And that one's going to go right there. And maybe a leaf coming out from under there, like that. And we still have a couple of little flowers, and I want to put one here. And then I've got these little tinies, and I'm thinking I'm going to put one flower here, and I'm going to put a couple of these little tinies, like one here, and maybe one right here. Let's go ahead and glue this down. Now I'm not sure if this stamp set is one that's coming back or not, the Free as a Bird. I'm going to check that for you in just a minute, and I'll let you know if this is a retiring stamp set. The new catalog comes out in June. And if this is a retiring stamp, it will no longer be available. So I'll let you know that in case you are interested in grabbing this before it's gone. It is such a cute stamp set to have. I love these little birds. They're so cute. And let's put a little glue right there. And we're going to put this one, let's make it look like it's falling down from that little limb. That looks cute. And I think I got all of my leaves glued down and all of my flowers. Nope, this one's not. We're just going to glue him straight down. I'm wondering if I don't want to put him right here. I've got a little dot right there, something, and I need to cover that up. So maybe we'll do that right there. Oops. I'm going to glue this one down. That's a good way to find out if you got everything glued down. Pick it up and shake it. And if it falls off, then more than likely you don't have glue on it. Yeah, we'll let this one look like it's falling. So cute. Oh, I love the way that's turned out. Now I need to look for a happy birthday sentiment of what I want to put on the front of this card, and I need to look and decide what I'm going to use for my card base. I also told you I want a mat around here, so I am going to be looking for mats, cardstock, and a happy birthday sentiment. So let me take care of that, and we'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and here is where we left off. We had decorated around this card, and we got our little birds and everything on there, our leaves and our flowers. I love that. I think it's so pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mat it in this yellow because I thought that would really bring out all those colors. But then we're going to use this lavender for our base, and I think these colors together are just stunning. Y'all know me, and you know that I love yellow and lavender. I think it's such a beautiful spring color, and just truly one of my favorites. So I'm going to cut this. I'm doing my card base, and y'all, I want to show you something with this Stampin' Up paper trimmer / scoreboard. I love it. If you need to do a 6x6 card, all you have to do is just butt it. You don't even have to measure. You just butt it up against this side over here. You don't have to open your arm up or anything. And all you got to do is just put your arm down and slice it. And you have got a perfect 6x6 card. And now to score it, it's the same thing. Just butt it all the way over. Make sure you move your blade up out of the way, and then bring in your scoring blade. And look at that. Just that simple. You didn't have to pull an arm out. You didn't have to do anything. I cannot say enough about how much I love this trimmer. I sing its praises every time I use it. I can't help myself. Best trimmer ever. My personal opinion, but I tell you what, I'm pretty sure if you try this trimmer, you're going to feel the same way, because it is awesome. Alrighty, so we got this crease down, and I am going to bring the trimmer back because I do need to cut me a 6x6, or no, a 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 off of this. So remember, we cut this first piece down to 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. So we're going to do this at 6. Again, look how easy it is to cut that 6. Oops, you know I messed up, y'all. There I go. 5 3/4. So this one we do have to measure it, but look at this. I've got a strip to put in my bag of scraps for a strip card, so I won't throw that away. Y'all know that I won't. I will definitely hang on to that, and I'll use that on something else. Alright, now we're going to turn it, and we're going to do 5 3/4. And we got our mat done. Now if you wanted to, you could cut this middle out. I'm not, for the sake of time. I'm making this card for a very special friend, and I want it to be just like I want it to be. So, and I want it like this. So that's going to live like that, and then this is going to live like this. And I need to figure out where am I going to put my happy birthday banner. And I'm thinking I might put something right down here and maybe do it in the yellow. Maybe something small that we can really foam it up right there. So let's see. The happy birthday came from this. This was a celebration freebie. Back during January, the 1st of January through March the 31st, they had a series of celebrations, they call it, and they offer you, for every $50 that you spent during that 3-month period, you would get to choose anything out of the Celebration magazine. And they had 2 tiers of prizes. One was if you spent $100, and one if you spent $50, or you could combine them. If you spent $150, you could get 3 $50 freebies, or you could get one $100 and one $50. However you wanted to break it up. So anyway, it was a great time for freebies and stuff. And this stamp set, look at that beautiful cake. It is so pretty colored. Oh, it's breathtaking. But anyway, the happy birthday. And I wish the stamp set was available for y'all to purchase, but it's not. It was a freebie, and I was just fortunate enough to come in at the right time where I was able to pick that up. And I am happy for that because I do love this. I love this sentiment. I think the happy birthday is just gorgeous. So I'm going to stamp this right here. So let me get a stamp block. I'm just going to grab this one. And the first thing I want to do is I want to line my stamp up first. So I am going to bring down to where my H is here and my B. I want them to be on the same line. That way I know that I've got this nice and straight. So I'm going to ink this up and what color do I want to put it in? You know, it would be really pretty in that gorgeous grape. I wonder how that would look. Hopefully it wouldn't look too muddy on this paper. We're going to try it and see. And if it is, we'll just stamp it again down on the other side. How's that? I love how juicy these Stampin' Up! Inks are. You do have to be careful with them because they are juicier than a lot of the other inks that you might be used to. So, you know, if you get these inks, don't get frustrated and give up on them if they don't work for you. Just try being a little more gentle. And I clean that up because I did get a little bit too zealous with my ink. So I'm going to bring that over to about there. Look how pretty that's stamped. Oh, it's so pretty. And it's nice and even, which is exactly what I was looking for. Now I am going to clean up my stamp real quick because the last thing I want to do is have a dirty stamp. It is not my thing. It's not to say that a stain stamp isn't a good thing because that just means you've loved it a lot and you've used it a lot. But I still like to clean them. It's just one of my little pet peeves, and I can't help it. I have to clean my stamps, so y'all just bear with me. Alright, I'm going to take this back to the trimmer because I want to trim this out, and I want to see if I can make it, you know, I'm almost tempted not to put it on the front, or maybe I could put it up, maybe I could put it right there on the corner. Or maybe over here. I'm not sure. Let's trim it out and see what we can come up with. Just not real sure how I want to do this yet. I do want to measure. Let me clean the track. And this is another thing too. Any trimmer that you have, your track will get debris of paper in it. So you need to take like a little pokey tool or something that will fit down in there. And look what came out of mine. This is paper lint. That right there is paper lint, and that will get caught in your cut line, and it will interfere with your cuts if you don't get it cleaned out. So ever so often, I just take my little pokey tool, and I just run it down the track, and just pull out any of that. And you don't want to push hard because you don't want to mess your track up. You just want to get out that excess paper that might have gotten stuck down in there. And you know, you might even want to take a wet wipe or something and just go down in there every so often and just clean it out. Alright, let's bring this over to our trimmer, and I'm going to measure from where that Y is. It's almost, we're going to call it 3/4 of an inch. So 1, 2, 3, just shy of 3/4. So we're going to cut it off just shy of 3/4. So I'm going to bring it, let's see, maybe we'll go this way, it'll be a little easier to see. It's 1, 2, 3, so I'm going to bring it back. Nope, that's not going to work, is it? Alright, let's go this way. That's on the track, so we're going to bring it back to about there. And I'm just eyeballing. A little bit more that way, but that's okay. We'll take a little bit more off this way. It won't matter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some off of this, and I'm going to bring that down to about there. And you know, if you're making this card, you can just cut your piece however you want it, but this is just the way. There's no measurement on this. It didn't like I cut the piece and then stamped it. I stamped it and now I'm cutting around it. So I'm sure we've all done this. And look at that. Is that not beautiful? Yep, I'm loving these colors. I am really loving this card. I'm really hoping that the recipient that gets this is going to love it. Alrighty, I am going to put this over, and I think I'm going to stick the mat down with art glitter glue. I think I want to do that. So here we go. Okay, and like I always do, I'm gonna do a little smushing here with my bone folder. And really get that glue smushed down so it will stick all the way around. And you know, if you ever see that it looks like it's lifting, which it's not, but if it is, just lift that corner up and squirt a little bit more glue underneath there, and then just take your bone folder and push it out like that. See, that does look like it's lifting, but it's not. Or is it? Yes, it is. I thought it was. Alright, we'll just do this. A little bit of glue, squish it down, and see, that's going to dry clear. So we're not going to worry about it. Let's check these other corners because I do not want corners to lift. This corner looks like it's trying to lift a little bit. So we'll smush it, smush it, smush it. And now I'm going to lay this down on here. And that's going to fit on there just like that. And now we need to figure out where is our happy birthday going. And I think right here. I wonder if I could cut this off just a hair more and make the happy birthday fit right here. Let's try that. We can always restamp this if we need to. I don't want to cover up my pretty flowers because they are pretty much the essence of the card. But I also I want this. I don't want to. You know, I want this happy birthday to be front and center because it is a birthday card, and you want the person that you're sending a birthday card to feel the love that you put in it. Okay, that's about as close as I could get there. And let's try right here and see how close we can get. Now the good thing about this arm, this little bar right here, it does hold your piece in place. Yeah, I don't think I could have gotten any closer than that. Now let's do one other thing. I'm going to cut it off on this side, and we are going to dovetail it on the other side. Oh, I think this is going to be gorgeous. Alright, now my little fussy cut scissors. They're hiding out over here. So we're going to go up about middle way and cut in about maybe 3/8 of an inch. And then I'm coming from the corner to that cut. And then from the corner to that cut. And now we got a beautiful little dovetail, ribbon tail, whatever you want to call that. And get this little piece picked up off of my, and let's see if that will fit right about. I think we can get it right there. It will hang over just a little bit, but it's going to work. That will work. I love it when a plan comes together, and that was something I was really struggling with, because I was like, oh no, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. But hey y'all, it did. So I'm going to take, I'm going to do art glitter glue. I am just that girl. And I'm going to put it on the bottom half. Because I want to glue that side down first. And it's going right there in the middle. Just like so. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, now I think we're ready. Uh-oh, we lost the flower. Where did I lose the flower from? Right there? Yep. Evidently I didn't have that one glued down. I don't know how in the world we did that, because I've been moving this all around the place. It's okay. We'll just stick that down right there. And now I'm going to put glue on the back of this. I'm thinking, do I want to glue that, or do I want to use some sticky tape? I'm going to be brave and go with the glue. Okay, so now I'm just going to put this on here and get a nice little border all the way around. And once I get it where I like it, then I'm going to press it down. I love it. I think it came together so pretty. I love the greens with the pinks and the purples and orange and yellow. And I think it all came together with this. Now I need to get a piece of white. And I'm going to grab my paper trimmer, and I'm going to cut this piece to be 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So right there. By 5 3/4. Oops, I used the score blade. So easy to do that. So anytime, if you're using this trimmer, make sure that you pay attention. It's not a bad thing if you use the score blade by accident. It is a bad thing if you use the blade itself and you think you're scoring and you're actually cutting. That's not a good thing. Can you tell I know something about that? Yes, I did it. It was just a good thing it was not a piece of pattern paper that I only had one piece of. It was just a regular piece of cardstock that I did it on, like this, white. And because I would have been very unhappy had it been something different. Okay, everybody, we're back, and I went through my stamp sets, and this is called Special Celebrations. It is a 2-part stamp, so you get 2 sets of stamps in this one. And a lot of the Stampin' Up! Stamps will come like this, especially the cling stamps because they're larger. And I do want to use both of these as my sentiment, because I love the happy birthday and hugs and happiness and hope from my heart straight to yours. I think that's a beautiful friendship sentiment to put on someone's birthday card. So that's what I'm going to do. And I also pulled out this heart punch. Y'all seen me use this before. This was a retired punch. It was an old EK Tools, or EK Success when they called themselves that. And I saw this punch, or I saw this used a long time ago, and I went on the hunt for it, and I actually was able to find it, and I think I got it off of eBay. And so I didn't even know what it was called, and I still don't know what it's called. But I do know this. It makes a beautiful punch. You do need to sit it down, slide your paper all the way in like that, hold it, and then press. And it makes these beautiful hearts on the corners of your paper. And I think it is just one of the most unique punches. And I love the way I just love the way it punches. I think it's very unique. And I love things that are a little different. That's not your run-of-the-mill everyday type thing. And when I saw this, it was just one of those things. And I want to tell you, I hunted and hunted and hunted for this punch because I didn't know what it was called. I didn't even have a title to look it up, and I just said corner heart punch, and I went on the look. And finally, lo and behold, I found it. And I have used this so many times. So I will look and see if I can find it. I don't know if they're still out there. This was an individual seller that just had it, that was getting rid of it, and I just happened up on them at the right time. But I felt very blessed when I found it. So anyway, that's my story on that punch. Alright, I am going to grab a stamp block, and I'm going to get one that's big enough. Let me pull these off. I need to put this back onto the Free as a Bird. Sometimes when you pull too many stamps off, you can forget where they go. So I try to make a mental note so that I will know exactly where I need to put those back at. So I'm going to use this happy birthday, even though we got a happy birthday on the front. When it's your birthday, you cannot say it too much. And then I'm going to look on this other one, and I'm going to grab this one that says, "And hugs and happiness and hope from my heart straight to yours." I love that sentiment. And I'm going to push this one up closer to this one so that I can have room to sign at the bottom. And you know, I didn't straighten that up, but it looks pretty straight to me. So let's try it and hope for the best. Okay. I'm going to ink this up in my VersaFine, but let me check something over here first. Okay. The VersaFine, my favorite ink for sentiments. I can't say that enough. So there we go. And I am going to put this right here and hopefully get it somewhat centered. I'm just going to put nice even pressure on it. And there we go. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. So now all we have to do is glue this into here, and look how pretty those hearts are going to look on the corner in that beautiful purple. I am so pleased with this. I'm happy. I may do, no I'm not. I was going to do a flower, but we got hearts in the corners. We don't need anything else. I am going to put some adhesive on the back of this, or tell you what, we're going to use some white glitter glue, because I want to work my adhesive around those hearts so we get it just where we want it. So I'm going to go up the side like that, and then I'm just going to go around. Up and around. Just like that. And then I'm going to glue that down. I am going to be a little careful. I don't want to smudge that ink. I'm sure it's probably dry, but I don't want to take any chances. So this card now is ready to go in an envelope and make its way to the recipient. I hope they love it. I really hope they do. This was not a hard card to make. There was a lot of little details in it, so the fussy cutting and all the little coloring and stuff. But you know, when you're making a card that's for someone that you care about, you usually do put a little bit more time and effort in it. So here's that beautiful card. There's our sentiment on the inside, and all I have to do now is sign it put it in an envelope, and get it in the mail. Anyway, I hope that y'all enjoyed watching me make this. Again, this happy birthday came from a celebration stamp set that's no longer available because it was a freebie. So we won't even go there with that one. My sentiments for the inside came from Special Celebration, which is a 2-part stamp set. And my flowers and my birds came from Free as a Bird. And I did tell y'all I was going to check and see if that was a retired stamp set. And I'm going to look right now because I think that would be very important for you to know. And let's see. Free as a Bird is coming back. And let's see, Special Celebration. This one is retiring. So if you're interested in this stamp set, I would say to hop over to my Stampin' Up website, and I will link it below. And just if you're interested in getting this stamp set, I would say grab it because these are going fast. I believe the stamp sets are guaranteed between now and June the 2nd, June the 1st. Something like that. But if you're interested in this stamp set, and again, this is where I got this sentiment from, the happy birthday and hugs and happiness and hope from my heart straight to yours. So that would be a very good thing to do if you're interested in that stamp set. I'm so glad that Free as a Bird's coming back because that is a great little stamp set. And I need to make a list and come back and let y'all know what is and isn't on the retiring list, but I just haven't gotten to that yet. I want to thank all of you that have placed orders on my Stampin' Up website. It means so much to me that you're supporting my business. And I also want to thank you if you've shopped at Random Acts of Crafting. All of this helps support my business, and it means the world to me. So I just want to thank you so very much for tuning in again for another one of my creations. And this one was my creation. I did not see a copy of this anywhere. This was kind of woke up with it in my head today, and I thought I need to go and put ink to paper and make this happen. So again, I can't take credit for the masking off and the inking around. That was Maymay made it. Maymay did this on her channel here a while back when she was doing, not a while back, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. And I thought this technique was so gorgeous, I had to replicate it. And that's when I did the tulips. And so when I got up this morning, I thought, how cute would it be to do the birds on the branch and do the flowers around it, all from the same stamp set. The only thing on this page that's not from the Free as a Bird is this happy birthday, and you could very easily use this happy birthday or any happy birthday sentiment that you already have in your stash. So anyway, God bless you so much. I want to just thank you once again for being so loving and supportive with me and my channel and my business. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Y'all all make what I do a pleasure, and I thank you for that. God bless you. May He keep you in the safety of His hand, and may you feel His presence each and every day. God bless you, and as I always say in closing, let everything you do and say bring glory to Him. That will make you stop and think before you say or do something. Ask yourself, is this bringing glory to God? And if it's not, rethink. God bless, and until we craft again, bye-bye.